So I know some of you are wondering, you're from Alabama, why haven't you been covering this story from the get-go? You ever just get that gut feeling? Yeah. Okay, so if you are new to this channel, this is Silky Southern Tea. I'm Silky, and we cover true crime. We're going to do some paranormal crime, and basically whatever comes up that we want to talk about. I have done in the past, check out some MK Ultra videos. I mean, this is an interview with a real person, okay? So check that out, Carol Stanhope. You'll see it a few videos back. I do lives a couple of times a week. So if you are not subscribed, then what are you waiting for? Please hit that button. Give me a thumbs up. And now let's talk about Carlee. Yeah, okay, so I know, and it's been all over my, Discord and various places since last week. Carlee Russell. Why haven't I covered this? From the get-go, there were two things I thought. First, I am so glad that this story is blowing up and that Carlee is getting the attention that she deserves. But on the other hand, my gut said, hold on, wait, there's more details that you need to know. So, one of the first things I noticed, her news broke the same day as the Long Island serial killer, case. And so I was looking dual at both of them. And I was really kind of surprised. I'm going to be honest and raw here. We all know that sometimes African Americans do not, or minorities, let's just say that in general, they don't get the maybe press coverage that, other people do. So I try not to make this too racial, y'all. But it's true. You know it's true. I know it's true. So when this whole thing blew up about Carlee, I was really proud of the media to come out and cover this case. And now, let me tell you this. Carlee comes from a very nice upscale area on the outskirts of Birmingham, Alabama, which is only about an hour and a half or so, depending on where you go from me. So why wasn't I all over this case? Well, waiting for details to break, I was horrified. The first thing I did is I told my daughter the whole story, and I'm like, look, because she goes with her friends to Birmingham from time to time, and I'm like, look, you understand, don't ever stop, right? And so she was horrified. I was horrified, and then, we're waiting for details, and I happened to be off that Saturday when the search party went out. And I thought about it. I was like, I need to go and help search because I'm not that far. And something in my gut just said, no. And I really didn't understand it. But one thing I have learned in my life is you always go with your gut. So that's what I did. And, time passes and more details come out. And, I got to be a little confused, I'm going to say it. The length of time when I listened to other people and, looked at the statements by the Hoover PD, I thought, okay, you're right, just to wait. Now, here is the problem. If you don't know the Carlee Russell case, here is it in a nutshell. She, is at work. By the way, the Summit, Galleria area, the Colonnade where she was, very upscale, Birmingham. And so she worked at a spa. She worked all day. She leaves. She goes to Target, picks up some snacks, goes to Taziki's, I believe is the restaurant. Very, very good if you ever go to Birmingham. It's Mediterranean food. She picks up some supper. She's on the way home, driving down 459, which is a cutoff. Like, if you're going through Birmingham, there are so many, the traffic's insane. And so it's kind of like a bypass to some of it to get around easier. So she's on 459 cutting home. And there are a lot of pictures. There's a camera that shows a lot of traffic, as you would imagine, in Birmingham. And she slowly gets off the side of the shoulder. She makes a 911 call. She says that she sees a toddler on the side of the road. She gets out. and then she disappears. She leaves her cell phone, her smartwatch, her wig, stuff like that is in the car. Now, where is Carlee? Well, nobody knows. So, like I said, they're out there searching. We're all praying, for this girl, hoping for her safe return. Now, on the search, Anaya Blanchard, if you haven't heard of her, she was an African-American young woman also who went missing in 2019. She was found unalived. Anaya's mother goes out there on that search on Saturday, and she is, putting all her effort into it. And this is what later becomes very disturbing to me. So, anyway, Carlee's been missing now. She left on a Thursday night. She disappeared. On Saturday night, she shows back up at her parents' house. They said she was unconscious but breathing, is what the reports state. So she was picked up by, of course, the EMTs. They took her to UAB hospital, and the police got a statement from her there. So we're all breathing a sigh of relief. Still, there are a lot of questions. I don't know what kind of state she's in, but her boyfriend puts out the statement that she has been fighting for her life mentally and physically. Please give her some time. Okay, that is great. All right, let her recover. So then the days pass and there's no information. Her parents, who, by the way, seem like really lovely people, they get on TV and they are, they're saying they really can't tell too much of the details because, of course, it's still an open investigation. And they're very sincere. My heart goes out to them. Still have that catch in my gut that says, not yet. So then the police say they're going to do a press conference on, Wednesday at 2:30. So I'm waiting for that. In the meantime, there have been unofficial reports that Carlee's parents got a text from her sometime over that 48 hours that she was missing that said she was at the Red Roof Inn. So of course the family goes, running down there as I would, knocking on every door. Look, I would have been crazy, checking every nook and cranny if it was me. So there's no fault there, but they do not find Carlee. So the press conference comes out with some other information, which is devastating. So apparently Carlee, on the day of her disappearance, was working at the spa, and they found some very disturbing Google searches. In that search, she was looking at things like how to steal money from a cash register without getting caught. She was looking up information about Amber Alerts. What is the cutoff age limit? She was looking at the movie Taken. She was also looking at where is the bus station in Birmingham and about a one-way ticket from Birmingham to Nashville. So all of these things really don't add up. And of course, the fact that the snacks and the food that she bought prior to being abducted was not in the car. So you leave your phone and your smartwatch where you could be tracked, but your food is gone. Yeah, it was still very concerning. So we find this out, and the police say, at the press conference, obviously they are talking about, here's the thing that you don't understand about Alabama. This is not New York City, or, not to diss on them, but people are more into themselves. They kind of keep to themselves a little bit more. Here in the South, everybody's business is our business, okay? If you're from the South, you better know, it's all our business. And if people were going down the highway, as many cars as the video showed, there would definitely have been a lot of 911 calls to report somebody walking, a toddler, whatever, suspicious activity. Now, normally, if you are in a rural area, or maybe just not in Birmingham, let's put it that way, somebody's car is broken down on the side of the road, people are going to stop and see if you need help. Now, because of the nature of Birmingham crime, maybe not, or interstate crime in general. Nowadays, not as many people stop, but they would be calling and saying, hey, there's something going on over here. There should have been a ton of 911 calls, and there just wasn't. There was only Carlee's call. So this is suspicious, plus the fact that when she called 911, she said she saw the toddler. But as one of the attorneys from Birmingham stated, and the police stated, she went 600 yards. That is 6 football fields, because that's what we understand in Alabama is football. The length of 6 football fields it takes her as she's pulling over to the side of the road. Well, obviously, a toddler ain't going that fast. Like, what kind of toddler's this? And normally, like I said, the attorney said, if you're going to see something like that on the side of the road, and you're probably going about 70 on 459, I'm just telling you that's the way it is, you're going to pass that toddler first and then you're going to have to, screech off the side of the road and pull off. But you're already going to be past the point of where you can get to there, okay? So that was sus. And of course, as the police are looking at her searches, they realize something bad is wrong here. And in the press conference yesterday, they said it without saying it, that it's a hoax. They basically put out, nobody is in danger from this kind of situation. It's not a public threat. And they went on to state the facts. Now, they are still investigating. Carlee has not talked with them since. So, yeah, it looks bad. It looks bad, and especially since there were Ring cameras in her neighborhood. According to Carlee's story, she was abducted. She was, blindfolded and put into the back of an 18-wheeler. But her hands were not bound. Okay, how are you going to keep a blindfold on somebody's, face if their hands aren't? I mean, come on. Let's think of it. And, they fed her the Cheez-Its. She was taken to another place where she was asked to remove her clothes, and they took pictures. And then she was taken to a third location. This is her story. And, she got loose from that place, that location, and she ran through the woods and popped out in her own neighborhood. All right, look. You don't have to be an investigator to know there's something sus with that story. If you're going to be abducted, you're going to be taken a significant, miles away from that location. You're not going to stay in that location. And you're certainly not going to pop out in your own neighborhood. The Ring camera showed her prior to getting to her parents' house, walking down the street looking normal, like nothing is wrong. She's not running, she's not screaming at me. I'd go to the first house. I wouldn't go to my parents' house. I would go to the first place. All these things, without saying it, again, Hoover PD said, this is a hoax. Now, here is my problem with this case. First of all, I think her parents are very sincere. I don't know what's going on with Carlee. She's a nursing student. She comes from a very nice area, upscale. Obviously, she has a lot of opportunities. Now, in my opinion, that is why, first of all, the nature of the report, Sachi, the nature of the report, because it was so unusual with a toddler. And secondly, because, again, my opinion, she was African American, but she was from a very upscale place. To me, that is why it gained so much attention. Had she been African American in the hood and disappeared, do I think it would have gained this much attention? No, I do not. And that's sad, but that is the truth. We all know it. I'm just saying it. So, again, here is my problem. Carlee probably never imagined that she was going to go national. I don't know how far it went. This story was huge. And she probably never thought, she was going to get that much attention, and maybe she could, I don't know if she was taking the weekend away. I don't know if she had a lot of problems and she was just trying to, get away for a few days, think things out. There are other social media posts that suggest some other really dark stuff. I'm not going to cover that because I don't know. I believe that her parents believed her and wanted to believe in this story. Again, I think they're lovely people, and this is tragic. What is so much worse about this whole thing is, I thought finally we have an alert to an African American that is actually getting attention. Okay, she went missing. They are on it. They're going to find her, hopefully, or, at least she's getting the attention that she deserves. And I was so proud of Alabama for doing that. And now, if things turn out to be the way that Hoover PD suspects, and a lot of people suspect that they are, that this was a hoax, you have totally messed up for a long time the response to African American women. Like, this has completely derailed all the progress that I thought that we were making. And I don't know, I'm not shaming you. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going in your head. Nursing school is very stressful. I don't know what's going on in your life, Carlee, and I'm sorry that you found yourself in the predicament that you felt like this was the only option. However, as many people have said, the damage that has been done here is really irreparable at the moment, and it makes me sad. It makes me angry, not at her personally, but at the situation. It makes me angry that now people are not going to take this seriously. What if this really is a ruse for trafficking now, and nobody's going to believe it? Here's where we are. And so this is, why I haven't covered this subject. When this news started coming out, I was like, okay, I went with my gut. I didn't cover it. I hate this. Again, I'm so sorry to the parents. Here we are. Once again, everybody's feeling deflated, and I'm afraid that this is going to be what we look for in the future. It's more, hoaxes, or they think they're hoaxes when people really need help. I don't know. What do you think? Had you heard about Carlee? What do you think about this situation? I know there's a lot of social media is full of memes and whatever, and I think that Carlee needs some prayers. I think her parents, the community, needs some prayers, because this is going to be hard for them to get through. Her future in nursing school, probably not going to happen. Alabama laws are, nursing board is very, very strict about who they will let take the state board. So, I don't know. Maybe there is an explanation, okay? And if there is any element of truth to abduction, then I hope the police are on it. And here's the big question now. Because they've used all these resources, Crime Stoppers raised over $60,000 in just a couple of days. People have donated. The big question is, should Carlee face jail time? It is a crime to do these false reports, and especially all this. And personally, I want to know her mental state, but should she be held accountable? How should she be? Comment below. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, and I will be covering some other cases very soon, going live very soon. I'll give you the details. Again, give me that thumbs up, like and subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you next time. In the meantime, people, please, whatever you do, stay safe and stay silky. Bye-bye.